for who they are, and maybe what they're trying to teach you is something knowledgeable.
Excellent.
And
I
you
like
should
that.
take it
I like
and
that.
learn from it, because you may be able to use it and help somebody else.
That's right. How many times have we heard our parents say, or relatives say, I've been telling you that for years. And now somebody else tells you, you listen? Right? Extremely important. Extremely important. Angela, did you get the same perception on that, understanding of that?
Yes.
Very, very important. We think differently. We act differently. And just because we think and act differently, that doesn't mean that another person is going to think or act the way we act. Even when it comes to our children here, they don't think, and if that was the case, we don't even need fathers in this world. We'll just have them and walk away. Right? Really important. Slide 6. Diversity, and that's a wonderful example of diversity. Right? In this room, as we turn around and look at each other, years and years of experience, everyone in this room can bring something different to the table from their experiences, from their communities, from their homes, from their jobs. Everyone in this room. Every time that I do these types of training, I learn something, folks learn something. Extremely important. It's important for us to understand that, and I just said this in a nutshell, so I'm just going through some of these things on slide 7. Folks have military experience, family situations, genders, education. We just talked about someone who's getting ready to possibly embark on a PhD journey. Geographic locations makes people different. Race, age, sexual orientation makes people different. We work for an organization. EasterSeals, Fedcap, is an organization that helps people overcome barriers to success. Right? So when we take a look at those folks with intellectual and physical disabilities, we talk about those folks who were previously incarcerated, we help them get jobs. We talk about people who were dependent on welfare and that welfare system and help them get jobs. People who are in foster care, young men and women who are in foster care, transitioning out of foster care, the veterans. That's the group that we handle. That is our job. Is that a yes? No. So that is what we do. That is our organization. We are a diverse, driven organization. Right? Probably one of the most diverse, driven organizations out there. So it's understanding that whatever we bring to the table is important for those folks that we work with. So again, everything on here, education experience, personalities. Here's TMI. Here's TMI. I like to preface that for you. My dissertation, completing my doctorate degree, was the challenges of men of color getting corporate jobs in corporations. So I had to do a lot of research in some of the challenging communities in Chicago, LA, Detroit, around the US, plus interview successful hiring managers and successful corporate CEOs, and it was interesting. So I got different perspectives. So one may think that the biggest thing that, Chandra, the biggest factor that played a difference where there weren't too many men of color in certain roles was race. That wasn't the biggest one. That was actually number 5 on the variables. Number 1, what prevented a lot of men of color getting into roles. Let's see how good you are, Ms. Norris. Who do you think? Who's number 1? Men of color getting into corporate roles, the biggest challenge, their biggest challenge, or the biggest challenge.
Their behavior.
You're close. You're close. You're close. Say it again. Not the past. You're thinking it. Biggest challenge. Mike, what do you think?
I was thinking education.
Okay.
Education, language, like how they speak.
How they speak? Okay. No ma'am, no sir. The biggest challenge was self. Their beliefs. Their own beliefs about them doing it. That was the biggest thing.
Their confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That was the biggest thing. Actually, racism led to number 3. Right? Number 2 was lack of mentors and role models. Right? But the biggest thing was themselves. Really, really important.
And why do you think because of themselves? Like, why are they thinking that way?
look at my future doctor, right? Because of their environment, right? Because of their environment, because of media, because of perception, right? Because of lack of role models. They didn't think they can do it. We can have more than less than another hour and 30 minutes to have a dialogue about the effects of positive role models in this world. And I'm gonna leave it at this thought before I get too philosophical. Barack Obama was the biggest role model for people of color. That they can do it. That's right. Thank you. Do we understand this slide? Very important. Very important. So again, culture sensitivity, diversity. It's really important because it handles all of these particular areas. Somebody said, I heard somebody talk about melting pot a little while ago in your examples, right? So, melting pot. All right, again, diversity, inclusive work strategy, language, and things used, extremely important as we go through that whole particular challenge of American culture. So, we're going to do one exercise, quick exercise as a team, and then I'm going to show a video. But going forward, because we're doing really good on time. So here's the question for the team. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. All right. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Okay. Good. So Shanika, that's not going to be your team, by the way. This table's going to be here. Chandra, that table will answer it there. Not yet. Susan, that table is going to answer it there. Pierre, and that table is going to answer it there. I'm going to get a marker for you. So what I want to do before we take a quick break is we're going to do a quick team exercise. Michael, you're going to get the information from your group, and you're going to write it on a board. Okay? Diana, you're going to get the information from your group, and you're going to write it on a board. Susan, you're going to get the information from your group, you'll write it on a board, and we're going to have you get the information from your group, and you're going to write it on a board. Okay, so here is the exercise. We've learned a few different things in our short period of time. We've got some more stuff to talk about. I need to talk about what 3, and you're going to write down, what 3 things we discussed that will add immediate value to what we do in our organization. What 3 things we discussed, and you can take those pamphlets if you want to, we discussed will add immediate value to what we do in our organization. All right, markers on the table, you got less than 5 minutes, let's get to the walls.
Yeah, like interactions
Yes.
with each other.
I think for beliefs to change,